Hello, my name is Christine Zayas, and today I'll be talking about, is nuclear power a good alternative source of energy? The Earth is currently under tremendous pressure from human environmental impact, coming from fossil fuels and other forms of unsustainable energy. Nuclear energy may be a way to solve the fossil fuel problem. Nuclear energy comes from nuclear fission. Nuclear fission occurs when a big atom gets hit by a smaller atom and the big atom explodes, releasing massive amounts of energy. However, there is one major flaw with this form of energy, and it is that it can be extremely dangerous when a meltdown occurs. Nuclear power plants, in theory, should be some of the most dangerous areas in the world. However, because of technological advancements and safety regulations, nuclear energy has become extremely safe. According to the WNA, in 2022, nuclear energy has caused the least amount of direct casualties per kilowatts of energy. For comparison, this is over 100 times fewer deaths that occur in the natural gas industry. So, as previously mentioned, one of the major downsides to nuclear energy is the possibility for nuclear meltdowns. And one of the most notable meltdowns that occurred in history happened in 1968 in Ukraine, Chernobyl. The power plant had a massive meltdown. Many people had to be evacuated, and because of the exposure to radiation, many people developed thyroid cancer, and 15 people even died due to this cancer, according to the World Nuclear Association. And even if a plant were to explode, people who were exposed to the fallout would eventually, most likely, develop terminal cancer later in life. Nuclear energy having nuclear power plants is also opens a door to new devastating nuclear weapons and possible terrorist attacks. Because a nuclear power plant has the meltdown capabilities, it may be the perfect site for a terrorist attack. In addition to this, having nuclear energy available may lead to people experimenting more with nuclear energy and developing dangerous weapons. However, despite all of these downsides to nuclear energy, our current energy also has many downsides. So, as mentioned before, nuclear energy is over 100 times safer than natural gas. And according to the passage, health effects of mining by the world counts, more than 15,000 miners are killed every year. And that is just the official number of deaths. And we need miners to get the coal and the natural gas and oil from underground. In addition to this, in China, over 15 million tons of coal are burned per year, releasing toxic levels of arsenic, fluorine, mercury, and selenium in the air. This causes many issues with wildlife. It causes people to develop terminal illnesses, is altogether not good for people or the environment. And every year, extractive industries are accountable for over half of the world's carbon emissions. And they are responsible for more than 80% of the world's biodiversity loss. Nuclear energy is much safer and may combat all of the negatives and downsides to fossil fuels. Nuclear reactors have fewer fatalities than regular fossil fuel mines and result in significantly less environmental impact. Nuclear power plants also have low carbon emissions, which is the main problem with fossil fuels. Nuclear reactors can also work 363 days out of the year, which is 365, almost 12 months, with only needing a couple days for maintenance. They also have the possibility to stay in production for decades, so the initial cost for building the power plant will eventually will eventually make up for itself with how long the power plant can last. Nuclear power plants are also responsible for all of the toxic chemicals that they produce. Most of the time, once they're done using all of the fuel, which they can use multiple times, it results in low emission radiation fuels, which they have to keep in the repositories until it fully deteriorates into a harmless compound, according to the WNA. The plant is also responsible for managing waste until it is safe for people and the environment. 90% of the high-emitting radioactive fuel can be reused, as previously stated. All forms of energy productions have their difficulties. However, nuclear energy has the possibility to completely reshape America and lead the world to a new form of energy. Nuclear energy can be the way of the future. It is reusable, clean, and has a very low cost. With proper regulations, and building plans with regular inspections, nuclear energy can be America's and the world's primary source. While yes, there is still a risk of meltdowns and terrorist attacks, there are way more risks in coal mines collapsing, oil spills happening, and natural gas leaks, which result in many worker lives lost. There is a risk for any form of energy, and it is just a decision of whether nuclear energy is safer than what we already currently have.